we've had a power outage. It is so hot. I'll turn the aircon down so that you can actually hear me, but oh my god, summer has fully kicked in and I'm just like so upset about it. Welcome to the vlog, by the way. I don't think I've spoken to, or I haven't spoken to the camera yet. Today's Friday and normally I work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but I wasn't rostered on today, so I met up with two of my friends for breakfast because one of them is moving away to Melbourne, so we're having like a last little catch up. And I also need to go out to Kmart to get some shorts for work because now that it's boiling hot, I cannot do long pants while I'm working. So I need to go to Kmart to get those shorts. But oh my god, it is so busy here. The entire car park, like out the front of Kmart, was full and everyone was just driving around trying to find parks. So I had to park a little ways away. Note to self, don't come to Kmart on a Friday at lunchtime because apparently everyone's here. I got the shorts. I saw a little dress that I thought might be cute, but it was not cute. So that one didn't work out, but I did get the shorts. Now I have to go into town and get some groceries from the health food store and then to Woolies to get more groceries, and then I'm going home and doing some cooking for the rest of the day. Anyway, because I have today off, I thought I'd vlog the next few days. I have today until Tuesday off, and Sienna and I are going on a little day trip, I guess, tomorrow. It's not that far away, but I thought I could take you guys along with us. On Sunday, I'm going to visit some family with my family. Probably won't film on that day, but Monday and Tuesday can get some solid reading done because I need to get through my TBR that I made up a few weeks ago now. I've got a couple down, but we could be doing better, so yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I just thought I'd take you guys along with me for a few days and just hang out. So yeah, I'm gonna head into town, get groceries, and then go home and have lunch and get out of this heat. On Saturday, Sienna and I spent the day in the hinterland, just mainly walking around the main street, and started off the day walking through some art galleries, just the shops on Main Street, quite a few bookstores, some op shops, an antique shop, and a few little boutique shops that have random collections of things, which was really nice. And we stopped for a drink and I got a matcha, which was almost as good as the matcha we got in Melbourne. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. It was really good. And then we ended the day by driving around and like stopping at some lookouts, taking in the views, and it was just a really nice, chill day. And then when I got home, I made myself some teriyaki chicken with some pan-fried zucchini and asparagus with sesame and garlic salt, which was really yummy. Highly recommend. And then Sunday I didn't film, but I finished those cupcakes, which were great. Good morning, everyone. I did not talk at all on Saturday, I don't think, and yesterday I didn't film anything except for when I finished icing the cupcakes, because like I said yesterday, we were going to see some family, so I didn't really do much yesterday. So it is now Monday. I have nothing planned for the day. I'm staying home. It is that time of the month, so don't mind the heat wave. Just took some Nurofen and I'm hoping it kicks in very soon. I thought I'd just have a little chat, a little sit down chat, an update, reading update, and also got a very fun delivery this morning. Got some new bedding. These are new doona covers, new quilt covers. I've had this green one for a good couple of years now and I still love it, but she is looking a little bit worn down and I just want to like switch up my room a bit. So these are both from Kmart and this is reversible. So it's got the gingham on one side and then stripes Oh, there it is, stripes on the other. I thought that was really cute, and also I love the color. I think it's berry color, but I thought that was cute. And I also got this little yellow, also gingham cover, which has these little frills on the bottom of it, so that's really cute. I wanted to get a couple so that I can like switch them around a bit. So now I need to get some new bed sheets, and I also want to change out my decorative pillows because also not looking too hot. And probably, I don't know if I'll get a new row. I don't know how I feel about that. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I want to start revamping my room a little bit. But I thought to kick it off, we can do an easy and cheap thing. And I'm really happy with them. I might wait till my mum comes home so that I can have some help putting it on. But I don't know which one to put on first. Anyway, that is a decision I will make later. Quick little overview of Saturday. I didn't really talk at all because I'm not confident filming vlogging in public yet at all. It was different in Melbourne because there's so many people that like no one's paying attention to you, no one really cares, and also you're in a big city. I feel like people are seeing a lot weirder things. Here, I fear the judgment would be very high. Today, yeah, like I said, I've got nothing planned. Whew. I will just be reading, putting my new dinner cover on, and I have to make an appointment, and I also need to clean my bathroom and vacuum, but I will probably leave that till later once these cramps are not attacking my stomach. So yeah, but for a reading update, I did a decent amount of reading yesterday because we had an hour drive, or 2-hour drive in total. 2.5 hours actually, probably with traffic. I picked up Fake Skating by Lynn, who is the author of Better Than the Movies, which I really enjoyed. It's a fake dating hockey romance, so history indicates that this will be a hit for me, and it's like, it's fun, it's young adult. I am finding this time around though, I didn't really notice this when I read Better Than the Movies. I don't know how long ago, probably like 2 years ago, but I am really noticing the young adultness of it, which is fine. I'm not too bothered by it. Like I'm aware that it's young adult and I'm just there for a good time, but I am this time around picking up on how young it is written, and a lot of the telling and not showing, that's been pretty heavy in the first few chapters of this book. So we'll see how I feel about that as we get into it, if that will like continue or perhaps, you know, lay off a bit. Looking forward to reading. It's been fun so far. It's just like a silly, goofy time, and it's good to be able to like just switch my brain off and have a fun time with that book. So yesterday though, the book that I was reading is Hero of Ages by Sanderson. This is one of the books on my TBR for the end of the year, and I started this, I don't even know when. It would have been sometime around or after March, I think, and I had only gotten like, yeah, I think I'd only gotten like around 80 pages in, maybe a little bit less, and I picked it up a couple times here and there, but I hadn't actually committed to reading it. I don't know what it is. I love this series. I love the way Brennan like writes his characters and the world building and his stories and all that, but it just takes me, like, it requires so much effort for me to like fully commit to a book, or I have to like really push myself to pick it up, and then I will like just fall into it and I'll be obsessed with it. The first book I absolutely devoured, like in, I think it was only, it was a short time, it was a short period of time. And then the second book, I had the same issue as this, where I would like pick it up for a little bit and then I'd put it down and then I'd pick it up, and it took me like 6 months to read it or something. And the same thing is happening. I'm getting focused. I'm locking in for this book. I've committed to the fact that I will, before I start any other book, I will obviously still be reading Fake Skating, but I will not be starting any other book until I finish this, unless it's like a little romance like Fake Skating, which I can just read on the side as a book on my phone. But I will be finishing this. This will be the next book that I will finish, other than Fake Skating probably. This thing is just so hefty, my god. I also feel like, I don't remember thinking this about the first two, but at least this current part of the book that I'm in now, not a lot is happening. It's been quite slow, but like I am only 142 pages in out of like 724, okay. I'm actually, okay. See, the thing is, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of distanced from the plot, but I just got emotional thinking about this ending and me not, oh, I don't even know what's going on. Anyway, this is on my end of year TBR, and this will be the next book that I finish. I was also really tempted. Hang on. I bought The Raven Scholar a couple weeks ago, and I was really tempted to pick this up and start reading it. Have heard many good things about this, and I'm really excited, but I know I should finish this first. I just need to get through it. I know with this series, or maybe just Friends books as a whole, I need to like lock in to them for like a little bit, and then I will just like fall into it seamlessly. And yeah, I've got some hefty books ahead of me. My local library had a little bit of a revamp, so they're in a new building now. So my mum and I went in to check out the new building last week, and I have not been able to find the second book in the Greenbone saga. I always want to say Jade Saga, but that's not the name of it. Anyway, the second book following Jade City by Fondly, I have not been able to find that book anywhere. I think it ran out of print or something, and none of my local bookshops have gotten it in like this entire year. I have not seen it anywhere. So I checked out the library, and thank God they had one, not at my library, at a different library, but they're going to be sending it to my library. So hopefully I will get that soon as well, and hopefully I can finish this before that happens. So in preparation for that, I've also been listening to the audiobook of Jade City just to refresh my mind, because it has been over a year, I think coming up to 2 years, seeing as we're nearly in 2026 since I read Jade City. So I don't want to go into Jade War without knowing all the details, you know? I want it to be fresh in my mind. I have a physical copy, so when I want to pick it up, I can. But yeah, that is another one that I'm excited to read and scared to read, because we already experienced so much pain in Jade City. I'm scared of Jade War. But anyway, so that is my little reading update. Got a couple books on the go at the moment. I'm gonna be keeping busy for a little bit. Like I said, I have nothing planned for today, so I'm going to be plopping my little bum down. I really want to read Fake Skating, but I feel like I should limit that to when I'm like eating, because I've got it on the library app on my iPad. So it's a lot easier to read that when I'm eating as opposed to Hero of Ages. So I'm probably gonna spend a little time reading this, and then yeah, I don't know, see where the day takes me. Hopefully get these on one of them. I don't know which one I'm gonna pick. I feel like the yellow is a little bit more summery. Oh my god, speaking of summer, we still have 1 month left to spring. Tell me why 9 o'clock in the morning I put the aircon on, because it was too hot. It was disgusting outside. We have a fire weather warning. What do you mean? It's October. Calm down. I can't deal with the humidity, okay? But I think after today, it's supposed to cool off again, and it will be like decent temperatures. So yeah, I will be locked up tight in my air-conditioned cocoon for the rest of the day. And yeah, I will update you later. Guys, we've got the new Duna cover on. It's got the little frillies at the bottom, which I really love. They're adorable. I went with the yellow because it just feels a bit more summery to me, and I'm really happy with it. It's so like, just light and fluffy and cute. I do need to get one new pillows for like up here, because these are, you can probably tell, but they're like, there's zero substance to them. They don't fill out the pillowcases like at all, so they look a bit sad. I also need to get some new decorative pillows because my old ones are like kind of gross, and the color now doesn't go with the yellow just because they're like a creamy color, so it's kind of a bit off. So I'm thinking I'll get like one pink decorative cushion and one white, and yeah, that is my my little bedding update. This looks so cute. I love the yellow gingham, it's adorable. Also, I did not know this, but this is also double-sided like the berry one. So this has, I don't know if you could see that properly, but this is stripy on one side, and then we've got the gingham on the other. So that's also really cute. But yeah, I'm really happy with my purchase. I think it looks really cute. Also, in terms of other room decoration things, I was thinking, some of you may have seen like those little gallery walls that people do with like mismatched frames, and like they put little pictures of, I might put some inspo on the screen, little pictures of their friends and other stuff with, what do you call it? Not poster paper, like pattern paper in the background, which I really like the look of that. So I was thinking I would do that above my bed, or I do it on this wall and have something else above my bed, but I just don't know. I don't know which one I prefer. I have been wanting to go op shopping to find some little frames, and I will need to print off some pictures and stuff because that should be like relatively easy to put together. So I was just gonna give you a little reading update, but the power just went out. Quick pause, technical difficulties. Cool, so update. We've had a power outage, like the whole of our area, and it is disgustingly hot outside. I didn't have the aircon on that high before, so hopefully the house stays cool and hopefully they get it up and running fairly soon. This happened last summer, or beginning of the year, I don't even remember when, but another really hot day where the power went out late in the afternoon. Anyway, so that's super fun. Yeah, I was gonna give you a reading update, so I guess back to that. I read a little bit more of The Hero of Ages this morning after I finished talking to you, and I read until lunchtime. My mum came home with sushi, and there are the thing is I love the characters in The Hero of Ages, but yeah, I'm just finding like the plot is a little bit stagnant at the moment. And then while I was having lunch, I switched over to the iPad and I read a little bit more of Fake Skating, and I've been reading that since then. It's just like such a fun little read, and the writing's so easy, you can just breeze through it. So yeah, I've just been reading that this afternoon. I am finding with Fake Skating that there are some quirks of Lynn Painter's writing style, which the only books from Lynn Painter I've read is Better Than the Movies and Nothing Like the Movies, which is the sequel to Better Than the Movies, as well as a bunch of the little like novellas and bonus scenes that she wrote for Better Than the Movies. But some of the quirks of Better Than the Movies, especially like Liz's character, was that she is super into music, super into making playlists for like every waking moment of her life, which I thought would be just like a quirk for Better Than the Movies. But a little tidbit, I think our main guy character in Fake Skating is Liz's cousin, because he mentioned having a cousin who was obsessed with making playlists for every waking moment of her life, and I was like, Liz, is that you? So that is something that's carried over into Fake Skating as well, that like, which is fine, like I don't mind that, but it does make it seem a little bit same paired with the fact that Better Than the Movies is also fake dating, and also Wes, the love interest in Better Than the Movies, is also a sports guy. He played baseball and he was really good at it, and then he stopped for some reason. I can't really remember, but like he wanted to play baseball, but he felt pressured to as well because his dad was kind of a jerk. Not that his dad is a jerk, but our main guy character in this, Alec, he also has that same issue of feeling pressured into sports. We haven't really gotten into it just yet because we're like 100 pages in or something. But yeah, he's sort of got that same issue with his sporting career, that he's like not 100% in it for the passion. So yeah, I am enjoying it, but in some aspects I'm like, this is very similar to Better Than the Movies. Like I said, I loved Better Than the Movies, so when I'm just wanting like a light, fun little read, I'm happy to have something that's like essentially the same thing. But yeah, that's just some thoughts that I've been having. But yeah, I just took a little break from reading to put my bedspread on. Now I'm going to keep reading. Probably keep reading Fake Skating. I should be reading The Hero of Ages, but like I just want a quick little nugget of a book to get through, you know? The Hero of Ages is still going to be there when I finish Fake Skating, so I can read it later. Yeah, I'm going to keep reading while I wait for hopefully the power to come back on. Although the power people said that the next update is going to be 6:30 and it's currently 4:15 or 4:20 or something. Anyway, that's fine. I can just keep reading. That is my little update for now. I will maybe speak to you a bit later, or I will see you tomorrow. This would be me if I ever had to exist in a sports family. Okay, all criticisms are now out the window because the fake dating portion has started and it is so cute. Oh my god, we've already started off so strong. Oh, look. Look at this. Oh my god. By the way, do not judge the fact that the writing is so big. I can see it. I just was told by my optometrist not to read really small writing, so anyway, it's special font. It's bigger than the rest of the writing. Anyway, yep. I love me a good chia bowl, and I've been dying to share what I've been making most recently. So I start off with my chia pudding mixture, and I put in a good amount of coconut yogurt, and I mix that in together to get a nice consistency, as well as putting a little bit of coconut yogurt on top to go with my toppings. And then I put in some stewed apples, which I stew with cinnamon and mixed spices. And then the real kicker is frozen raspberries, which go so nicely with the stewed apples, as well as some almond butter. Don't judge me for using my finger to get off the spoon. My hands were clean and it's really hard to get off the spoon. And then top it with a little bit of maple syrup, which looks delicious and it's so yummy. I highly recommend. And then I ruin the aesthetic bowl by mixing it all together. And yeah, that is my current chia obsession. I finished fake skating. Good morning, everyone. So, little update from where I left you yesterday. The power was out until 11 o'clock at night, which was really fun. Yeah, like I said, it was really, really hot yesterday. I think it was 38 degrees, but it was just, I don't even know how to describe it. It was just so, it didn't feel like 38 degrees. So a really bad day for the power to go out, and we ended up going to get fish and chips for dinner because power was out, we couldn't cook anything, and it was a lot cooler at the beach. Well, actually I got a chicken burger because I don't do fish. And then we drove around town for a little bit and then eventually came home, and I stayed up until the power came back on reading, partially because I was waiting for the power to come back on so that I could actually sleep with the fan on, and also partially because I just wanted to read. I don't know what it is about young adult romances, but they just they're so addictive and so just fun to read. So yeah, I was having a good time with it, but then woke up this morning at 5:30 with excruciating pain. Had to drag myself out of bed, get a little bite to eat, have some painkillers, and then try and fall back asleep while the painkillers kicked in. So that was a really fun morning. Pain is starting to come back now. The painkillers are wearing off, but I'm gonna have to wait until later so that I can take them again. Anyway, I've literally done nothing this morning except for read. I fell back asleep after initially waking up this morning, and then I read for a bit, and then I got up and I had breakfast and I read, finished the book, and I've just had a shower. But yeah, again, I have nothing planned today. However, woke up this morning, and after the hellscape that was the weather yesterday, it was actually cool this morning. So yeah, it's a really cloudy, overcast, miserable day, which is fine by me. I love having a stay at home rainy day. I do need to write up some Goodreads reviews for all of the books that I've read this month. But yeah, fake skating. I really loved it. I still stand by what I said earlier about it having a lot of similarities to Better Than the Movies. But if you loved Better Than the Movies and you just want essentially the same thing as that, then definitely read fake skating. It wasn't particularly heavy on like the early stages of the fake dating trope where it's the characters like really don't know how they feel about it, because they both clearly have feelings for each other. It's like very thinly veiled. Like I said, I was having a good time. I enjoy the banter that Lynn Painter writes between her main characters. I will say the ending it's not a miscommunication, it's like intentional omittance of information that sort of causes a miscommunication, which, as you may know, I really don't like the miscommunication trope, and this was not like my favorite complication. I definitely feel like it could have been handled differently and in a way that I would have enjoyed more, but that's just me. And it wasn't too long-winded, it was fairly short-lived, so I wasn't suffering for too long. The other thing about sports romances is that, as I've said before, I am not a sports girly. I ride horses, and that is like as far as my interest goes. The only time you'll catch me watching sports on TV and being not really invested, but like interested, is the Olympics, and I'll watch the equestrian sports and figure skating, sometimes gymnastics, but not really. That's it. Like, I can't get into it, I can't get invested. Maybe if I knew the players, maybe that's why I'm more invested in books when it's sports romances, because tell me why are we reading a book? It's not real. This is not a real game. This is not real stakes, not real consequences, whatever. I'm not even watching it on a screen play out in live time. I'm reading words on a book, and I get so tense and so like scared about what's gonna happen for a fake game in a book. Make it make sense. But anyway, I was just reflecting on the absurdity that I get more invested in fake sports finales and games and whatever in books than I do in real life and watching real games. Anyway, that is my little update for today. I'm probably going to continue reading Hero of Ages for the rest of the day and updating my Goodreads, and that's about it. Talk to you soon. Good morning, everyone. It is now Wednesday. I was supposed to be working today, but I ended up calling yesterday to say that I couldn't come in because my cramps were so bad yesterday, and I have to give them a little bit of time in advance when I'm calling in sick. So if I were to have the cramps that I had yesterday, it would not have been good. Alas, I am doing okay today. I still have cramps, but then nowhere near as bad, but it is what it is. I'll be working tomorrow and Friday, so yeah, today is just going to be another day at home. I've just spent the morning, I had breakfast, I finally cleaned, I've been doing some washing and made an appointment, and that's kind of it for the rest of the day. I think I'm gonna do some drawing, gonna spend some time on my art, and also continue reading The Hero of Ages. I was really tempted to borrow another sports romance, but I decided against borrowing another book because I want to commit myself to The Hero of Ages and hopefully finish it pretty soon. But yeah, that is my plan for the rest of the day. I'm just about to have lunch, and yeah, that's it, kind of. I don't know if I've mentioned this enough, but I love my new bedspread. I love my new Duna cover. It is so cute. It makes me so happy looking at it. It's just so pretty. But yeah, I need to do some more washing and yeah, reading, drawing. That is probably going to be the rest of my day.